All right, a quick read from Common Sense Evaluation. Just so I thought I would make sure to cover this, even though it has been covered. It was actually covered quite a bit of time ago. Sargon of Akkad, I think, covered this on his channel called The Thinkery. Antifa flag comes directly from the German Communist Party in 1932. On the left, the 1932 flag of the paramilitary wing of the Communist Party of Germany. On the right, let's see here so you can see it. On the right, the 2017 flag of the paramilitary wing of the Democratic Party of America. Ooh, that's clever. Everything these alt-left thugs use today is exactly the same as back then. Their logo, weaponized words, double standards, and lack of logic. It's all from Germany 85 years ago. They call everyone Nazis because that is who their opposition in Germany was. Antifa prefaced the National Socialist German Workers' Party and empowered them. Without Antifa's violence, the Nazi Party would have never won anything. Antifascist Action. The first German movement to call itself Antifascist Action was proclaimed by the German Communist Party, the KPD, in their newspaper Rote Fahne in 1932 and held its first rally in Berlin on the 10th of July, 1932, then capital of the Weimar Republic. During the early 1930s, amidst rising tensions between Nazis and the Communists, Berlin in particular has been the site of regular and often very violent clashes between the two groups. In May 1932, the communist paramilitary organization Rotfront Kampfverbund, so I know that means Red Front Kampfverbund, it's just not coming to me, had been banned, and following a skirmish between Nazi and communist members in the parliament, the Antifascist Action was founded to ensure that the communists had still a militant wing to rival the paramilitary organizations of the Nazis. After the forced dissolution in the wake of the Machtergreifung in 1933, the movement was revived during the 1980s. One of the biggest anti-fascist campaigns in Germany in recent years was the ultimately successful effort to block the annual Nazi rallies in the East German city of Dresden in Saxony, which had grown into Europe's biggest gathering of Nazis. In 2016, the Antifa in Dresden campaigned on the occasion of the anniversary of the reunification of Germany on 3rd October for turning unity celebrations into a disaster. Let's try it. Einheitsfeierlichkeiten zum Desaster machen. To protest this display of new German nationalism, I hope that sounded at least not terrible, whilst explicitly not ruling out the use of violence. Oh, okay, so apparently there's the poster, the Antifascist Action Herr zu uns, which come to us. The picture below is from the leftist-run Wikipedia. This is the description under the picture on Wikipedia. Karl Liebknecht House, the KPD's headquarters from 1926 to 1933. The KPD leaders were arrested by the Gestapo in this building in January 1933 when Hitler became chancellor. The plaques on either side of the door recall the building's history. Today it is the Berlin headquarters of the Left Party. Here's it. And yeah, that's about it. So I thought I would just make sure to tell you about Common Sense Evaluation is the site.com, and that people are actively trying to make sure the information about the rise of the violent communists, and this is the same method they used in Iran, and they lost to the Islamists because they went along. They allied with the Islamists, toppling a completely modern and very, very Western in many ways Iran, where women could wear their hair down, and their the sexual culture was very much like the 60s and 70s almost everywhere else, and it completely reversed itself. Um, Now, people, for what for better or for worse, it's I'm not Persian, nor am I an Iranian, so it's that it doesn't really concern me so much. Um, but this fundamental idea that, oh well, it's because the Shah this, the Shah that. Well, now you have Iran as it is, and from Iran, and with the help of Iran, the Muslim Brotherhood has spread the hijab and the niqab everywhere. So now the entire ummah is a place where you never see women's hair. And really, thank the fucking socialists for this. As many of you know, the Muslim Brotherhood could not have gotten as powerful as it did without the help of socialists, specifically National Socialists of Germany, who we took in through the Bush family to make the OSS the CIA. And from there, these National Socialists, these people who wanted global control of economics and wanted basically governments that were run by relatively totalitarian warlords, to just simply hand out titles to people. You could be a Schindler. You could own the factory. Your name could be on the factory, but Saddam Hussein would tell you, and the Ba'ath Party would tell you who you sold cigarettes to, who you got your tobacco from, exactly how long your cigarettes could be, all that business. Ultra regulation, complete and total regulation, complete centralization of the planning of the economy. So basically, what a lot of these people in the Democratic Party are really arguing for is a rock, because they don't know what the Ba'ath Party is. They're asking for the kind of control that a group like Hamas has over the Palestinians. There's more than that party. It's just that they're violent. They're violent people. Who are you going to side with? When the pressure's on, who are you going to side with? That's what this is really starting to become about. There's those of us who believe in the Constitution and the rule of law, and those who are looking for a revolution. And they'll find their madman to run it. They almost had Bernie Sanders. And then they even thought they had Hillary Clinton. But it turns out that you got thwarted by a thing called the actual popular vote. It doesn't matter if you don't like it. It doesn't matter if you don't believe it. That's what really happened, because that's what the data's showing. It doesn't matter if the typists want to change history as it's happening. We got you, motherfuckers. We got you. And you're going to have to burn everything down. And then you're going to have to hope that when you get to that one house where the guy's armed to the teeth, that the police are on your side still. That the mayor's still bailing your stupid ass out. Because that's what this really is. Without the Democratic Party and these mayors and these professors all protecting your violent, poor socialization by what? Was your mom a drunk? Was your dad like a delta, a gamma, a beta? Did you ever meet your dad, Antifa? Well, we'll see. We will see, won't we? Because I don't think you guys can keep the pressure up like we can. All you can do is burn shit down, because you couldn't win according to the rules. And once again, let me make sure you understand this. At 40%, 47%, 53% went for Trump, 47% went for Hillary. White women don't like violence. We're going to get you,